Hello, this is Lucas from Look, and I'm going to be demoing our aligned control tool that's part of our qSurvey module. So, I have my capture here, loaded it up into 3D, and one of the things that I often like to do before starting with the aligned control is to turn on the point outline. Just adds a little more definition to the features that can be helpful when you're picking your ground control point. So, turning on point outline. And then I will go down to our new qSurvey module. I'm going to open up Align to Control. While I do that, I'm going to prepare my ground control file. Okay, so I have my ground control ready. I have the tool ready to go. So I'm going to start by importing the points. And I will drag and drop a CSV in there. So you can have up to 5 columns. So we have the name of the point, XYZ, and then a description. For my file, I don't actually have a description here, so I'm just going to go ahead with the X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to say include headers because I do have headers in there. So let's say get D, easting, elevation. There we go, leaving description blank, and I've correctly assigned the columns. You can hit the preview button, make sure everything's correct there, then I'll hit confirm. Great. Now you can see the control coordinates are loaded up. I'm going to use the align to control wizard, and that's going to take us from point to point where I can pick the associated model coordinates and actually bring the data set down onto this ground control. So for this example, the site coordinate system and the ground control coordinate system are both the same, so everything lines up. So the wizard can take us from point to point. If you're working with a local coordinate system, for example, then we can actually disable the zoom to point feature. So not necessary. Load it up. Okay, first starting with point 18. Gonna zoom in there just so I can see what's going on. And I actually have my photos loaded up on the other screen so I can tell which point's which. So great, point 18, I know it's the inside of this, so I'm actually going to pick the associated model coordinate here. Great. And this will tell you how much it's off by the control by. So pretty close horizontally, little vertical shift applied. If I'm unhappy with it, I can reset it and pick it again. When I'm happy with the result, then I'm going to hit continue, and it's going to zoom me over to the next one. So the next one is point 17. Sometimes I wait for a minute to let the points render a little bit more, just depending on your internet speed. It could take a little bit longer. I'm going to pick this corner here. Great. That one looks good. I'm going to continue on to the next one. The next one here. Sometimes zoom out a little bit just to make sure. I want to make sure I get the right place here. I believe it's right here on the inside. Great. 16 placed. Point 15, this one's a little trickier. It's one of these X's. I'll grab this one. Perfect. Looks good. Continue on. Finally, point 14 is my final one. It's a small nail there, a little difficult to see. But I'm going to grab the head of it right there. Perfect. Great. So now I picked all my control points. I'm going to finish. And I will hit align to control. Yes. And now I can see the estimated residual errors for this data set. So here I have the offset, so that's the difference between the absolute positional accuracy of the model straight out of the box and the ground control. And then we are actually estimating. So it's a rigid body affine transformation where we try to fit the model onto the control points. And you can see the estimated residuals here. So all under 2 centimeters. So whenever I'm ready, I hit yes, and it's going to adjust everything. For this example, I'm just going to cancel out of it because we're done. But when you hit yes, it'll go back up to the cloud, and it will adjust the model. It'll adjust the point cloud, the ortho, panos, all of your deliverables. Usually takes around 20 to 30 minutes, and then you'll get a notification saying it's good to go. And that's our aligned control tool.